My dear students, today I am going to discuss rules to ask tag questions using positive statement and negative questions under Learn English through Tamil Foundation course. I am Dr.R.G who is taking class for you. Vetri welcomes you all. Normally, when we are speaking English, two things normally we will do. One is we will ask questions to get information from others, or will give a reply to the question raised by others. Normally, we are using simple sentences as a reply, and interrogative sentences will give as a for questions. Today, I am going to discuss rules to ask tag questions under the interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. What is interrogative sentence? A sentence that asks a question is called an interrogative sentence. Kindly follow. A sentence that asks a question is called interrogative sentence. Normally, we are using the following types to ask questions. Here, we will discuss tag questions. Under the interrogative questions, 1. WH questions, 2. Yes or no questions, and 3. Tag questions. WH question, yes or no questions, we have already discussed. Kindly see our previous videos. And today, I am going to discuss tag questions using primary auxiliaries. The first type I already discussed. Today, I am going to do the second one. So, before asking, kindly follow rule to ask tag questions. So, if you want to raise tag questions, you have to follow some rules. What are the rules we have to follow? That is, identify all the auxiliary verbs which include 1. Be verbs, am, is, are, past tense, was, were. Here, I will point out some important anomaly or information you have to memorize. Am is the primary auxiliary verb normally used only for the pronoun, the third person, that is, I can say, personal pronoun, the first person singular I. Only for I we have to use am. That too only in simple sentence or simple continuous sentences. But the am is the, kindly follow, is the singular verb. So I is also a singular first person. So we are using. But when you go for other auxiliary verb with I, the interesting information you have to memorize is we should not use singular verbs. We have to use only plural verbs. Please remember, this is the most important point. A simple example, I will explain now. So here it is given auxiliary verbs. You first understand, then I will come for that. When you come for auxiliary verbs, we can classify auxiliary verbs into 5 types. 1. Am, is, or, was, were, be verbs. Do, does, did. Second type. Has, have, had. Third types. So these 3, normally we will call it as primary auxiliary verb. Primary auxiliary verb. Whereas the other 2, 4 and 5, will, shall, can, may, must. Would, should, could, might. 5. So 4 and 5, normally we are calling it as secondary auxiliary verb. Please follow these auxiliary verbs. Actually, we are classifying again into 2 types. Primary auxiliary verb, another is secondary auxiliary verb. Secondary auxiliary verb is also known as modal verb. Modal verbs. Kindly follow. So what is the important difference between these 2? One is primary auxiliary verb will act as a main verb, also helping verbs, auxiliary verbs. Whereas secondary auxiliary verb or modal verb will not act as a main verb at all. It will act only as a auxiliary verb. As a auxiliary verb. Please follow, this is the most important information. I'll give a simple example. Kindly follow. A simple sentence you can. So, suppose I am writing, he is a boy. It is a very simple sentence. Please follow sentences. Simple sentences. We have 12 important sentences. One is simple present, simple past, simple future. Each one further classified into 4 types. Simple, let me take first to present tense. Simple present. This is a simple present tense. Next, simple present continuous. Third, simple present perfect. Fourth, simple present perfect continuous. The same way 4 types past, same way 4 types future. So 12 important sentences. If you know very well to construct, it is very, very easy. You can speak easily English. You can give easily a reply during conversation. So what I have given, he is the boy, is the primary verb, the primary auxiliary. Here is acting as a main verb. Please follow. Main verb. Suppose I am going to use the same is as an auxiliary verb in another sentence. Example. Now just follow. He is eating an apple. The sentence is present continuous and simple present continuous. So here, eat is the main verb. It is coming in the form of gerund, that is gerund, eating. It is coming, but main verb is eat. So this is the auxiliary verb. Please follow. So the primary auxiliary, the first 3 types will act as a main verb as well as the auxiliary verb. Whereas, if you take the secondary auxiliary verb or modal verb, it will not come as a main verb. Say, for example, I will. I will. I cannot stop. I will. It will not, sentence will not complete. But I can add simply go, a main verb, the sentence is completed. I will go. I will come. I will wait. So here, main verb is go. The auxiliary verb will. Please follow. So this is the main difference between primary auxiliary verb and secondary auxiliary verb. Because in the primary auxiliary verb, I told you in the case of I, another anomaly I have to point out. When I am using third person singular I can use am. I am a boy. A simple sentence. I can now use I am eating an apple. That means simple present continuous. In both cases, first case am is the main verb. Second case am is the auxiliary verb. The most important information, students, you have to keep it in your mind, memorize. In all other cases, with I, singular verb, that is, am is the singular, the first type. The is singular verb or plural verb, present tense. Was singular verb, were the plural verb, past tense. But in the case of I, kindly follow, except singular verb am, in all other cases, I can use only plural verb. Very, very important. Normally, what is we will teach, teachers will teach students, whenever a noun or pronoun comes, singular verb, plural verb. Plural noun, plural verb. Like that. But the exceptional case, I say, for example, I do my job. I do my work, let me say. நான் எனது வேலையை செய்கிறேன். Do. But do is not for a singular, it is plural. We do our work. We can use we do our work. So, for plural here, correct. But I singular, again, do I am using. I am not using does. If I use does, it is wrong. Please follow. In no grammar book it will be given this. So this is an anomaly. You must know that. The same way, I have a pen. I have a pen, a correct one. But I should not use I has a pen. It is wrong. Can you follow? So, the out of the primary first three, only am used, I can use for the I, whereas when I use for second type and third type, I will use only plural verb. Please follow. I do, I have. But when you go for past tense, no problem. You can use directly. Actually, I was, I did, I had, like that. This is the most important information. When you come for the secondary auxiliary verb, irrespective of singular or plural noun, we will use will. I will, we will, you will, he will, she will, it will, they will. So we can use for that one. There is no difference between the noun and plural correlations. This is the rule 1 you must know. Now rule 2, under the tag question. To construct tag questions, the auxiliary verb used in the tag must match the auxiliary verb in the main statement. Please follow. Normally, we are discussing under the positive statement and negative questions. We are discussing the second part. Under this, the auxiliary verb will be representing in the statement as well as in the tag questions. Kindly follow. She is eating. Statement. அவள் சாப்பிட்டு கொண்டிருக்கிறாள். Isn't she? இல்லையா, சாப்பிட்டு கொண்டிருக்கவில்லையா. Correct version. Another example. They have finished. அவர்கள் முடித்து விட்டார்கள். They have finished their work, their food, anything. They have finished. So have is the auxiliary verb. So now question. Haven't they? Negative. Haven't they? முடிக்கவில்லையா? Haven't they? முடிக்கவில்லையா? Actually, whenever this question is asked, here also the answer will be yes or no. Yes or no. But we are not bringing under the yes or no questions, because here the statement and we are giving at the end of the question, the sentence, we are putting the questions. That's why we are calling it as tag questions. So for example, she is eating. Isn't she? Yes, she is eating. No, she is not eating. This is the reply for the questions. Kindly follow rule 2. Now, rule 3. For the positive sentences in tag questions, use negative auxiliary question with negative mode. Positive sentences in the tag questions, use negative auxiliary question with negative mode. Just now, we have seen now. Kindly follow. She does like coffee. She does like coffee. அவள் காஃபி விரும்புகிறாள். Doesn't she? Doesn't she? This is the tag questions. You went there. You went there. நீ அங்கே சென்றாய். Didn't you? போகவில்லையா? செல்லவில்லையா? This is the tag question. That means statement is positive. You are using the corresponding auxiliary question, the verb does, and correspondingly we are using in the question does. Same way here, kindly follow. You went there. Actually, this is a different type. This will come at the next type. So, didn't you? So, what we have to suitable is, the first one is the suitable example. Because for the positive sentence in tag question, use this positive sentence in the statement, use negative auxiliary questions. She does, she doesn't. Kindly follow. Rule 4. For the negative sentence statement in tag questions, use positive auxiliary questions with the positive mode. Example, she doesn't like coffee. Negative. Statement is negative. She doesn't like coffee. Does she? She doesn't like coffee. அவள் காஃபியை விரும்பவில்லை. Does she? அப்படியா? அவள் விரும்பவில்லையா? Does she? Is it? So, does she? அப்படியா? அவள் விரும்பவில்லையா? விரும்பவில்லையா என்பதை விட அப்படியா என்பது சரியாக இருக்கும். She doesn't like coffee. Does she? விரும்புகிறாளா? So, the same way, you don't like it, you don't like it, do you? Positive questions. Rule 5. For the simple sentences in tag questions, which are not containing auxiliary verb, please follow, not containing auxiliary verb in statement, use positive auxiliary questions or negative auxiliary question depending upon the nature of sentences. Here, I can give example. The first one, the statement is positive statement. She likes reading books. அவள் புத்தகங்கள் படித்துக் கொண்டிருக்க விரும்புகிறாள். Doesn't she? அவள் படித்துக் கொண்டிருக்க விரும்பவில்லையா? So in the statement, simple, that is, it is the tag questions, it is not containing auxiliary verb. Auxiliary verb is not there. Only likes, main verb is there. But in the question, I am putting doesn't she, auxiliary, negative. Now, she likes reading books. She likes reading books. So again, it is statement is positive. That is the symbol. That is without the negative. It is a positive mode. Now I can use the sentence. Does she? Please follow. Does she? I can use positive auxiliary question. She likes reading books. அவள் புத்தகங்கள் படித்துக் கொண்டிருக்க விரும்புகிறாள். Does she? அவள் விரும்புகிறாளா? அவள் விரும்புகிறாளா? This is the questions. Please follow. Now, for understanding, I am going to use the primary auxiliary verbs under this tag question. The first tag question I have covered is, or, where, was. Now in this I will use the primary auxiliary verb do, does, did, has, have, had. I will use. So each one type I will use some 10 sentences I will give for your simple exercise. Please follow. The statement is positive statement, negative question. First one, we do our work. நாங்கள் எங்களுடைய வேலைகளை செய்கிறோம். Don't we? நாங்கள் செய்யவில்லையா? We do our job. We do our job. Don't we? Kindly follow in both statement and questions, same auxiliary verb we are using. They do well in running. Don't they? You do your homework. Don't you? We do our exercise regularly. Don't we? In all the cases, positive statement and negative questions. So continue, 5 more questions. You do understand, don't you? They do their homework, don't they? We do know the way, don't we? We do our homework, don't we? They do their work, don't they? In all these 10 simple sentences I have given, the statement is positive, the question is negative. Kindly understand this. This is the most important. In future we will discuss the other way. The statement will be negative and question will be positive. Okay? Right. I'll go for next example, does. Now, here, again 10 sentences. First sentence, he does his work. He does his work. அவன் அவனுடைய வேலையை செய்கிறான். Doesn't she? அவன் செய்யவில்லையா? Doesn't he? She does her job. Doesn't she? He does well in running. Doesn't he? She does her homework. Doesn't she? He does his exercise regularly. Doesn't he? So kindly, if you see here, does, it is a singular verb. That's why we are using the third person, the singular personal pronoun, he, she, and it. So you can see in the next example. Kindly follow. He does understand. Doesn't he? She does her homework. Doesn't she? He does know the way. Doesn't he? He does his homework. Doesn't he? She does her work. Doesn't she? In all the cases, we are using either he or she, or we can also use it also we can use. But because the third verb is, auxiliary verb is singular, does. So statement is singular verb containing does, and question negative doesn't. This is the very, very interesting information. Next, I'll go for the past tense, did. So did is the past tense for both for do or does. Past tense is did. So under this, I will use 10 sentences example. Kindly follow me. We did our work. நாங்கள் எங்களுடைய வேலையை செய்து விட்டோம். செய்தோம். Past tense. Didn't we? நாங்கள் செய்யவில்லையா? This is the question. Negative. We did our job. நாங்கள் எங்களது job வேலையை முடித்து விட்டோம். Didn't we? They did well in running. Didn't they? You did your homework. Didn't you? We did our exercise regularly. Didn't we? So statement is past containing did. Questions negative having did. Please follow. The next, the 5 more sentences. You did understand, didn't you? They did their homework, didn't they? We did know the way, didn't we? We did our homework, didn't we? They did their work, didn't they? In all the 10 sentences, we are using the primary auxiliary verb did in the statement, as well as the negative form of the auxiliary verb didn't we are using to give you the question that is called a tag question using did. Please follow. Next, I will go for this primary auxiliary verb has. Under this, 10 example I will give, 10 sentences I will give. Normally, has is the singular verb. So it will use, whenever you use either the personal, that is noun singular or personal pronoun singular, you have to apply. Here, first sentence, he has a new job. அவன் ஒரு புதிய வேலையை பெற்றிருக்கிறான். Hasn't he? அவன் பெற்றிருக்கவில்லையா? He has a kind heart. Hasn't he? He has a reliable friend. Hasn't he? He has a good family. Hasn't he? He has a fast car. Hasn't he? Kindly follow. Has the statement auxiliary verb. In the tag question, it is in the form of negative form, asn't. Very, very important. Now, 5 more example. She has a beautiful voice. Hasn't she? She has a pet cat. Hasn't she? She has a new laptop. Hasn't she? It has a powerful engine. Hasn't it? It has a bright light. Hasn't it? Kindly follow. In all the 10 sentences, has statement, auxiliary verb has is coming. In the tag question, negative form, hasn't, it is coming. Please follow. The next we will go for have. The third type, primary auxiliary verb. We have our work. Have not we? We have our job. Have not we? They have well in running. Have not they? You have your homework. Have not you? We have our exercise regularly. Have not we? Kindly follow. Have auxiliary verb in the statement. When it is coming in the tag question, negative form, haven't. Other 5 more example. You have understand. Have not you? They have their homework. Have not they? Haven't they? We have known the way. Haven't we? We have our homework. Haven't we? They have their work. Haven't they? In all the cases, the statement, positive statement, I am using auxiliary verb have. In the tag question, I am using haven't. Please follow. So have is the plural form. So that's why I am using the third person, the plural form of the verb, the third person word I am using. That is you, secondary, singular or plural we can use. We first person, the plural, they, third person plural. Kindly follow. You, second person. Kindly follow. Next question. So I hope I have completed this chapter using the primary auxiliary verb second part. And the next class I will discuss the type, that is the tag questions with the positive statement and negative questions using secondary auxiliary verbs, that is modal verbs. See you again. Bye-bye.